Hello everyone, my name's Liana and I'm interrupting the regularly scheduled programming to bring you the latest and greatest OCI updates for the month of March. As always, you'll find all the relevant links in the description below, so please make sure to check it out if you want to learn more about any of these announcements. Let's get started! Starting off with great news from the AI world. We've extended our collaboration with NVIDIA to include running strategic NVIDIA AI applications on our new OCI supercluster, which surpasses the world's largest supercomputer in size. NVIDIA has selected OCI as the first hyperscale cloud provider to offer NVIDIA DGX Cloud, an AI supercomputing service at massive scale. In addition, NVIDIA is running NVIDIA AI Foundations, its new generative AI cloud services, which are available through DGX Cloud on OCI. Moving on, Java 20 has been released. Oracle now offers JDK 20 for developers and users and enterprises. Oracle JDK 20 is not a long-term support release, therefore it will receive updates only until it is superseded in 6 months by JDK 21. We are grateful to the many experienced developers who contributed and reviewed the proposed changes, the early adopters who tried out the early access builds and reported issues, and the dedicated professionals who provided feedback on the OpenJDK mailing lists. And continuing from the news of this update, to welcome Java 20, GraalVM JDK 20 dev builds are now ready, so you can use the latest Java and GraalVM features together. Moving on, some exciting news from Oracle Functions, the serverless and elastic functions as a service platform powered by the FN project. Oracle Functions now provides support for pre-built functions. Pre-built functions are ready to use tasks or actions implemented using OCI functions. They leverage the existing integration between various OCI services to help orchestrate service functionality using a guided experience, enabling you to configure functions without having to build or manage code. Examples of pre-built function tasks include Media Workflow Job Spawner that automates media processing using OCI Media Flow to transcode videos when they are uploaded to an object storage bucket. Zero Quota Policy Creator to automate creation of resource quota policies to enforce controls on your budgets as part of your OCI environment for proactive cost governance. Object Storage File Zip to extract files from sources that are zipped or stored in object storage for ingestion by the Data Integration Service. And Object Storage File Extractor to integrate the unzip PBF function as part of the data integration pipeline to successfully unzip source files using a data flow integration task. Next, let's switch gears and talk about the many new updates coming to Oracle Container Engine for Kubernetes. You can now create enhanced clusters with Container Engine for Kubernetes. Enhanced clusters will enable you to simplify node management through the use of virtual nodes, deploy and configure cluster add-ons in a more granular way, strengthen cluster security through the use of workload security, provision more worker nodes per cluster, and rely on a financially backed service level agreement tied to the Kubernetes API server uptime and availability. You can continue to create basic clusters as before. The basic clusters support all the core functionality provided by Kubernetes and OCI, and you can also upgrade existing basic clusters to enhanced clusters. So let's talk a bit about the new features. Like I mentioned before, you can now use OCI to configure and manage cluster add-ons. These are software tools that support and extend the functionality of Kubernetes clusters. Some cluster add-ons, such as Core DNS, are essential for a cluster to operate correctly, whilst other cluster add-ons, such as the Kubernetes dashboard, are optional. Moving on, you can now create virtual node pools and virtual nodes within Container Engine for Kubernetes. Virtual nodes provide a serverless Kubernetes experience, enabling you to run containerized applications at scale without the operational overhead of managing, scaling, upgrading, and troubleshooting the node infrastructure. Virtual nodes provide granular pod-level elasticity and pay-per-use pricing. You can also now use Container Engine for Kubernetes to create clusters with up to 2,000 managed nodes per cluster. Support for workload identity to improve cluster security has been added. Each workload has its own unique identity. You can use this workload identity when defining IAM policies to grant workloads fine-grained access to other OCI resources, such as object storage buckets. You can also satisfy compliance requirements by tracking requests made by a workload identity, enabling you to monitor and report unauthorized access and suspicious activity. You use these identities with an OCI SDK. The Java SDK and Go SDK are supported initially. That was all I had for you on this episode of the latest and greatest in OCI. I hope you found the information useful. Happy coding, and I'll see you all next time.